I know for a fact when I talk about how the world works, and people say, but why would the people in charge do that? And I say, because they view you as scum. And the reason they view you as scum is, I can say this, and I'm not saying this in a horrible way. I'm from a council estate, right? I came from absolutely nothing. And I'm now at my position in life, and I know how hard I've worked. When I meet somebody who's whatever, 50 years old, and they have absolutely zero money, I don't think, oh, he's had it hard. I thought, you just didn't, you're just lazy. Your sympathy disappears after a certain amount of time. When you pull it off, you pulled it off, I pulled it off. When you've been through X amount of shit to pull it off, and everyone's just coming out with excuses all the time, sympathy vanishes.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I'm sorry, I don't buy your shit.
Right.
You were too busy sniffing, drinking pints, doing all this dumb shit. I wasn't doing it. I don't feel sorry for you people. And that's what happens after a certain amount of time. So if I feel that way, and I'm also from a council estate, imagine these people who were born as billionaires. Yeah. How do you think they view us? You think they give a shit about wrecking our currency? I don't give a fuck. You better find something to eat on the floor. They don't give a shit. This world is so much crueler than people understand. I've had people all the time come to me saying, yeah, I want to make money. Go take a half an hour and learn about fractional reserve banking. Learn you don't even know how money works.
Yeah.
You don't even know how a bank works. Like, how are you gonna make something you don't know what it is?
Right.
Like, it's crazy, man. Anyone who says, oh, I don't care about money, I don't care about fancy things. It's not about fancy things. It's the ability to go where you want and sleep where you want and say what you want and think what you want and talk to who you want and even get the girl you want and drive the car you want and eat the food you want. To sit and say, I don't care about money is to say, I don't care about my own personal freedom. I have no problems being a slave and being constrained by the financial system and being told what to do because I don't have any desire to be free.
What books did you read to cultivate that desire early on when you decided you want to get rich?
I'm not really a big reader. I just understood that there was a version of reality that I had yet to experience. I saw my parents struggle to pay the bills, and I saw my friends struggle to pay the bills, and I saw everyone around me unable to eat, and then I saw certain people with $500,000 cars, and I understood there must be a different version of reality. There must be a version of making money, a version of banking, of finance, of education, of knowledge, of network, of connections that existed outside the matrix. There has to be a different world. Mm-hmm. This world I'm in, everyone's poor, this is garbage. That world, I can see people are living a reality that I can't even fathom. Mm-hmm. I couldn't even imagine having $500,000 for a car.
Or a $500,000 watch.
Or 20 of them. But I couldn't imagine it.
How many watches do you have?
How many watches do DCOT have? Or I have? DCOT took my entire watch collection when they arrested me. I had 21 diamond watches and they took them all. And my first phone call from jail was to order them all again. Because it annoyed me that they had all my watches.
What do you love about watches?
I just wanted my watches back.
Yeah.
So I spent another, I think it was $7 million on a bunch more watches from the jail cell. So now if I get my things back from the court, I'll have 2 of every watch, which would be cool.
Noah's Ark.
Yeah, I'll have 2 of every one.
Yes.
Noah's Ark. I like that.
Yeah.
Noah's Ark. 2 of every one.
Batman, Batgirl. Now, what was your first luxury watch? Do you remember?
My first luxury watch wasn't even that luxury. It was a Hublot for 12,100 pounds I bought in Westfields, London. I remember walking past and I had 15,000 pounds in the bank, which to me at the time was a whole bunch of money. Yeah. And I saw it and I remember thinking, who can spend 12 grand on a watch? Just buy a watch. And I thought, well, technically I could, but it's all my savings. But technically I could, so I did it.
No, you said fuck it, did it?
Just fucking did it, yeah. Spent my money.
How old were you?
24, something like that.
And of course, everyone around you, honey, why'd you do that? Your mom, like,
of course,
stupid.
Don't spend all your money. Are you crazy? It's only for a watch.
Did it level you up mentally?
I've never really respected money like that. I've never really believed in saving money. Mm-hmm. I don't think, you can't save it faster than they can print it. Yeah. I think there's always a better way to blast money into something.
Do you do anything to, or at least early on, did you do anything to stay money motivated? I know there's a lot of people who talked about, when they have reserves of cash, to spend it, reinvest in themselves to level up. Not saying you did that per se, but was that a part of it? Like stretching yourself to level up kind of thing?
I know what you're saying. Yes is the answer, but I don't think it was thought of in that way. I literally just didn't respect money. I just thought, if I'm smart enough to make this money now, future Andrew will be smart enough to make more later, so it's going to be fine. I think that saving money is a scarcity mindset, and to a degree it's fear. Mm-hmm. I need to keep my money because in the future I might need it. It's just being a pussy.
Yeah.
Like, if I need money in the future, I'll go make it. So I'm going to spend it all now. And if I need money, I'll go make some money.
Yeah.
And if I don't know how to make money, even better, because I don't think of a new way to make money. Mm-hmm. I just never approached it from that fearful angle. And I literally looked at the watch and thought, who can spend 12 grand on just a watch? And then I realized that I technically could, but shouldn't. So I did it. And I was happy for like a full 45 minutes. And then I thought, well, this is kind of, maybe I shouldn't have done this. I'd say this another thing. I say to people who ask me, they go, Andrew, how do I get rich? And I say, okay, well, you're probably not gonna get rich because I bet you're lazy, but let's say you're not lazy. The number one habit that people need to adopt, and this is a habit I had for a very long time, and I've actually recently cleared it from my brain because I've reached a point where peace of mind is worth more than money. But every single time money is spent, you need to identify how your money was taken from you. And I say taken because money can't be made. Money is taken. Because the only people who can make money are the governments. If you're a government, you can make money. You can print it from thin air or a bank. But if you're a person, you're not making money. You're convincing other people to give it to you. You're taking money from others. So every single time you spend money on anything, you need to identify how it was taken from you. When you go and buy a coffee, don't just go buy the coffee and sit down. Sit and say, why did I buy this coffee? Okay, I really want coffee. Yeah, but then why did I go into this store and not that store? Is it better advertising? Does it have less of a line? Do they have seating? How did they convince me to come in here? How much did this coffee cost? £6. What's the profit margin on that? Probably £5.50, £5.80 probably by the time. The cup probably costs more than the coffee. The coffee is just water. How did they convince me to spend £6 in this place? And when you sit there and analyze and you all start to learn little lessons about business, you'll learn about the importance of the signage. You'll learn about the importance of there being no queue. Yeah. So that if you ever run a business, I'm telling you, I say with my business, my people all the time, faster. All the time, quicker. Yeah. Like I have a couple businesses that are physical. I'm like, I don't want to see a line. I don't want it to see empty because it looks bad. So when there's lines, you work fast. When we're down to 1 or 2 people, you take your time, you talk to the customer. Right. You keep it so there's like always one person at the thing. Like manage the line. Like people don't think about this stuff. No one's gonna sit and wait in a long ass queue. Maybe some idiots will, but people like me won't. We've got shit to do, right? My time's worth money. I'm not gonna stand and wait in a line. So you have to identify how your money is taken from you. If you start doing that with every single time you spend anything ever, you're gonna start to identify business opportunities and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna have coffee and you're gonna go, you know what? They could have sold cake and they didn't. Could I outcompete this place? Let's imagine I had the money to start a coffee shop right next door. How would I outcompete them? Well, I'd have cake because they don't have cake. Also, most people in here are businessmen. And the guy serving some dude. No, we need a cute waitress. His ass is fired. We need a chick. Put a chick here, put some cake in. Financial Times, there's business people in. People don't even think about this stuff. They don't use their brain ever. They don't ever look around and realize how they're spending their money. They don't look around and look at which businesses are successful. They don't look around and pay attention to anything. They don't look at the world and all the things that are happening and how it can benefit them. None of it. They don't look at any of it. They're too busy following the circus. This is why it's clown world. They know all about the football results. Right, They know all about Rihanna. Yeah. They know all about that crap, all about Love Island. They'll talk about Love Island all day. The same people who will march and fucking for labor saying, oh, the Tories are bad, labor. Watch Love Island at night. Oh, no wonder you're broke. You're a fool. You're a dummy. And no matter what the government does, no matter what a government or a financial system, no matter what they put together, it's always going to be competitive to some degree. Unless it's communism, which has been tried and they're trying to bring back, and we know how that all ends. Communism ends very, very quickly in violence because there's no other way to enforce anything. But no matter what they do or what law they make, there's going to be people who work harder than you and they're going to make more money than you. So if you're going to be a lazy dummy watching Love Island and not paying attention every time you spend money and not try and think and use your brain, guess what? You're going to stay fucking broke. Do you think it's scary that there's so many people going through life who literally don't think?
Yeah, limited depth, yeah.
They don't think about anything.
Yeah, surface level. They don't go deep. They go wide, not deep.
And these are the people who are weaponized against humanity as a whole. You talk about the Matrix movie and they say anyone who's not unplugged can become an agent at any time. That's absolutely true. There are people who are not unplugged from the Matrix who can morph into an agent in real time. You'll watch them do it, just like in the movie where they change and they become an agent. If you mention certain subjects to certain people, you'll see their whole face instantly change and they start repeating CNN. Mm-hmm. They become an agent for the Matrix. And it's like I don't know if it's a fear mechanism where they're just afraid to hold a view which is counter to the narrative of the society they live under, or if it's trained into them from a very young age through brutal conformity of the mediocrity of their parents. I'm not sure what it is. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of scary that there's so many people out here in the world who literally just do not think. Mm-hmm. I try very hard now that I'm successful to avoid these people. Mm-hmm. And I do a pretty good job of never interacting with them ever outside of the internet. But I don't know. I've tried to imagine myself living a life like them. Like what is the life now? If you wake up and you're a man and you do what you're supposed to do, you do what you're told to do, what is your life? You wake up, you go to school, you go to college, you get in debt, you go to university, you get in debt, you get a job, you find a woman, she is of course equal to you in every way, so she's some type of feminist.
Yeah. But at the same time, you got to open the door for them, be a gentleman, take care of them, but we're equal.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to.
Right.
But I don't know if you'd even have the constitution to do those things. You're probably going 50-50 on the bills, which means she doesn't respect you properly anyway, not truthfully, because you're not a provider to her.
Have you ever gone 50-50 on a bill with a woman?
Absolutely never. I never would. No.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining the man's life who's living the way he's supposed to live, and it just sounds dire. It sounds desperate and miserable. You're in debt. You have a wife who maybe you can convince to have one kid, and then eventually you're going to end up divorced, and you're going to be sad and lonely and miserable, and of course it's all your fault because you didn't respect her feelings enough. You did something wrong at some point. And you're working away at your slave job, and perhaps you'll be able to retire when you're 77. And it just sounds like destitution. So if the path that the Matrix has laid out for the average man is so brutally terrifying, I'm not sure why anybody is adopting any of the thinking that the Matrix wants them to have.